Alright, so there's a new Dragunity level 7 Synchro, and there's also a new Ancient Warrior monster, and of course the Mutant continuous trap that ruined my day yesterday, made me extremely frustrated, but at least I calmed down. Yeah, I made a useless deck profile, but it's not the end of the world. At least I got to learn a bit and just try out deck building. But anyways, once again, before we start, friendly reminder to like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Yeah, Dragunity Knight Gorm Fabuar, okay, nice. We're off to a great start. I can't even pronounce this. Level 7, so you already know this is the weird one. This is the one that you have to summon with the level 3 that I believe special summons back a Dragunity monster from your graveyard. So Ravine is very good at instantly getting you access to this card. It's actually really nice, so hopefully it has a good effect. When this card is synchro summon, you can target one Dragunity tuner in your graveyard, equip it to this card. So you already know that most of them actually just special summon them when they're equipped. Sometimes they do have restrictions, like they can only, summon Dragunities, I think. That's like one of them. And then Phalanx has just no drawback, no requirement basically. And then there's Remis, which just instantly special summons itself back from the graveyard, but then it locks you under Dragon only, which is for me lame. But yeah, I mean, for people who play like Dragon only decks, it's not the end of the world. But I don't know, man. One LP, if LP gets banned, your deck is 100% unplayable. Well, should be. Anyways, when this card is synchro, yeah, exactly. And then quick effect, you can send one equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard, then target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard, banish them. That's cool. That's like a what's the name? Ally of Justice something, Cycle Reader, I think. That card was really good against Blue Eyes. So it's a double DD Crow with yeah, relatively small requirement. I like this a lot, honestly. It's a great card. It doesn't necessarily replace Trident, I want to say, because I think Trident looks at your opponent's extra deck, take up the 3 cards with, they can have the same name, so that's actually insane. It's like a better Reaper, especially if you're playing against the deck like Zodiac. Well, I mean, no, actually, that's a really bad example. They can Pot of Avarice. Yeah, anyways, moving forward. So this guy, the Ancient Warriors Rebellious Lu Fang, the first Ancient Warrior that is a dark attribute. Level 8, 2800 attack, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by controlling the monster that has the highest attack among Ancient Warrior monsters on the field. That's extremely easy. So basically, if you have just one Ancient Warrior, that's it. Yeah. As long as you're not in a mirror. So if mirror matches ever become a thing, then this card might actually become bricky. But for now, this is relatively easy to achieve. Unfortunately, one of its effects do have a drawback that makes this annoying again. So yeah, you can only special summon this once per turn. Of course, hold on a second. Wait, this looks like it's an inherent summon, right? Exactly. Yeah, it is not an activated effect. Wow, a 2800 attack, so you just normal, special, jump over Appaloosa, jump over something else, main phase 2, play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, once per turn, quick effect, you can destroy the one monster your opponent control that has the highest attack, your choice of tide. Already, it says destroy the one monster, it doesn't target. That's good. You cannot activate monster effects during the turn you activate this, except Ancient Warrior monsters effects. This is funny because it's like, it's good and bad at the same time in Ancient Warriors. So first of all, this completely shuts down the fact that you can play Tri-Brigade cards in the deck, which is 100% annoying, but at the same time, actually, no, Tri-Brigade cards aren't even broken anyways. You can definitely live without them, but you can live with a Link 2 and then make Baguska or Dweller pass. Like, you don't even use those effects during your turn anyway, so it's okay. Once per turn during the end phase, if your opponent controls the monster on the field or fields that has the highest attack, give control of this card to your opponent. Yeah, that's frustrating, but basically you can just link this off alongside just any of your wind Ancient Warrior monsters, and you shouldn't really feel the drawback too much. But the fact that it is an interruption is actually kind of nasty. Interesting. You only give this monster to your opponent if controls the monster on the field that has if they control the highest attack. But this guy's gigantic. It has 28. This is insanity. Yeah, it's a mandatory effect, but it also applies for your opponent. So if you have to give them control of this, and then all of a sudden you have the strongest monster, they have to give you back the card, but at the same time, they're definitely gonna link off, link off with it. So yeah, I like this so much, honestly. Oh wow. Yeah, it's a card that has more than one utility. It's very easy to summon, basically, as long as, once again, you don't get into mirrors. It just has a good effect that breaks boards, stops the opponent from destroying you, and one annoying drawback that you get rewarded if you can actually like play around it. Yeah. Anyways, I kept the best for last, so now the mutant traps. Mutant expansion. I'm not even gonna talk about the other garbage one. Basically, the other one, it's like negate a monster effect your opponent used. Well, not the activation, just like an effect, by banishing a mutant monster from your graveyard or something insanely trash like that. Like, just play Infinite, bro. Like, even Infinite isn't even a good card. So imagine having to play a really bad card like that requires on you drawing like an above average hand. No. Anyways, Mutant expansion, continuous trap. Does that mean anything? Probably not. I mean, you have to wait one turn before you use it anyway, so it's not like you could say, oh yeah, but it has synergy with Shu Draco. LMAO, no. When you activate this card, you can take one level 4 or lower mutant monster from your deck, so yes, this does include the 2 good ones, and the crappy one that's just like an octopus that summons a trash, like, mutant monster from your graveyard or banished. I hate that card so much. It's garbage. It probably shouldn't be played, but for now, we just don't have a huge selection of cards that we can play anyways. But yeah, you can either add it to your hand or special summon it. That's just amazing. And if a level 8 or higher mutant monsters you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can manage this card you control instead. You can only activate one mutant expansion per turn. I already read this in my deck profile, but I wanted to read it again because I can actually just go into more details with this card. First of all, this is actually a card that almost single-handedly makes the deck better. It's like a worse reinforcement of the army. It's like a trap. Oh my god. Ooh, no pun intended. It's a trap to believe that this is actually huge because of the fact that it special summons. Because when you think about it, if you had the choice between like a spell card that you can use on your own turn that searches a card that you can summon right away, or just not summon anything at all, set some back row, and then, you know, do it on your opponent's turn, it's the same thing tempo-wise, but, you know, trap cards just have stability that I like a lot, unless it doesn't lose to Duster, Lightning Storm, or any of that. It doesn't even lose to Evenly. When they use the card, you just, you know, chain, you add it to your hand. You don't have to special summon. It's a choice. And then you banish it, and then you keep one other card. So it's a trap card that doesn't actually retain the weaknesses of a typical trap card. And also, it is a card that, you know, it stays on the field, sure, but like, you're not really gonna do too much like with it. You're just gonna banish it, summon your arsenal, which is now a good card. It used to not be one because banishing traps was very naggy, but now thanks to this, it's not too bad. And no, I guess there is huge, I mean, I don't know about a huge potential for the deck. They still have like only 2 extra deck monsters. Only one is really good, which is Synthesis. Ultimus is just too much effort to do almost nothing. Reminds me a lot of Thunder Dragon. You know, Colossus was the easy monster to make, and it's the good one. And then Titan was harder to make, but it's like trash. So, anyways, what I think about these cards, they're good. They're a step into the right direction, but they don't actually have a huge impact on the metagame. Obviously, you're not going to see Dragunity pop out of nowhere, especially if LP gets banned, which is now, you know, at very high risk because of Dragon Link is going to make them eat collateral damage, which is sad. High chances of that happening, by the way. And then, of course, you know, Ancient Warriors, it's just the worst Zodiac. If you have Tenki, your Tenki should be searching a Zodiac monster, not an Ancient Warrior. Sun Zu, I forgot the name. And then, yeah, for Mutant, blah, blah, blah. But that's pretty much it for this review video. Not really review, just discussion on 3 cards. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.